Hi everyone, another nice clear night in Cirencester, so I am out in the garden again. This time I'm after Melotte 15, which is the centre of the Heart Galaxy. All set up, just going through polar alignment at the moment, again using the ASI Air, so just about ready to start polar alignment, so I will crack on with that in a second. Alfie's with me, as he always keeps me company, so yeah, hopefully I get some good data tonight. Okay, so it's a few days later and I've collected all of my data on the Melotte 15 target. I'm pretty happy with the data. I've had a brief look at it and most of it looks good, so I should have quite a lot to play with, which is nice. We're just about to edit my images, or my image, and I've had a few people actually ask how I go about editing my photos, specifically the narrowband images that I've been posting recently on Instagram. So for those of you who don't know, narrowband imaging is where you shoot through specialist filters which isolate a narrow bandwidth of light, and that they represent the gases which are prevalent in space. So most people use three filters for this. So you have HA, which is hydrogen alpha, you have S2, which is sulfur, and you have O3, which is oxygen. And then you combine those three images in post-processing to give you one final color image. And a really popular method for this is to recreate the Hubble Palette. So it's called the Hubble Palette because a lot of the images taken from the Hubble telescope are processed this way. And that is where you assign the hydrogen alpha data to the green channel, you assign the sulfur data to the red channel, and then you assign the oxygen data to the blue channel, and that gives you one final colourful image. So I'm just about to edit my photo now, and I thought I'd do a quick screen capture just to show you the process that I go through, because a few people have asked. I'm very new to the software of PixInsight, so this is by no means the best method that you can use. In fact, there's probably there's definitely better approaches you can take, but this has been giving me okay results so far. So I just thought I'd share this with you. If you've got any comments or tips or advice about how I could improve my images, please let me know. So the first thing I do is load all of the photos into the blink tool in PixInsight. So that allows you to filter through really quickly and double check, make sure all of your stars are nice and sharp and round, get rid of any that have any star trailing or any images that might have satellites or anything running through. So the next thing I do is run the batch pre-processing in PixInsight. This just essentially stacks and aligns all of the images together. There's probably a better way of doing it. I know a lot of people manually do that process, but I find that the batch pre-processing tool works really well. This results in three images. So you have the image for HA, image for O3, and the image for the sulfur. What I do then is crop the images to make sure that they're all have the same crop, that they're all aligned correctly. Okay, so now you have the three images for HA, O3 and S2. The next thing we need to do is stretch them. When they come straight out of camera, they're pretty much black images, so we need to stretch them to reveal the detail, to actually see the nebula and what we're photographing. So the way I do that is run the mass stretch function in PixInsight. I put a preview over a black area of the image where there's no stars, and then essentially I just drop and drag the mass stretch tool onto each of the image with the preview applied, and that, as you can see, stretches the image so you can see what you've been photographing, see the nebula. Once I've done that, I'll just make sure I delete each of the previews because we're done with those, so we don't need them anymore, and then we can move on to the next stage, which is linear fit. So linear fit is essentially making sure that the brightness or the background brightness is the same for each of the image. So I choose HA and then I just drag linear fit onto the sulfur and then onto the oxygen images to make sure, like I say, they're the same. Then the final thing to do is just combine the image. So we're doing that, or I'm doing this in the Hubble Palette today. So HA will be green, sulfur will be red, and O2 will be blue. And as you can see, this gives you a green image. That's very normal at the moment because of all of the HA data that we've assigned to green. So I'm just going to run the SCNR tool to get rid of that. I do it first on the stars, so just invert the image and then run it on the stars, and that just gets rid of some of the artificial nature of colour in the stars. And then I just run the SCNR tool on the whole image. And as you can see, it's starting to look a little bit more like the Hubble palette now. So a little bit of a play with the histogram, so bring out some of the blacks, bring out some of the colour, bit of a play with the curves, and again bringing out some of the saturation, and you can see that it's starting to look like a Hubble palette image. Play around with it for a bit more, load it into Lightroom, and have a little bit more of a play, and then left with this final image. So let me know your thoughts, guys. Cheers.